Oh yeah, landed in a tropical rainstorm, so wasn't much to see in the wind, but I'm in the room. It's very small. Oh, I've got one fridge. This is all mine. This is, oh, no, the cleanest. Well, it's not the newest. That's all my bits and pieces on top, where I get to use them and take them down to the kitchen. But yeah, it is Rio. Well, this is bargain basement Rio, but that's my home for the next couple of weeks. So there's a view out the window. Welcome to Rio. Where better to start my first video than at Copacabana Beach. Here's the famous walkway. The beach. I have to say, Rio's chaotic. It's a completely different place to Buenos Aires. You'd think it was Rio that had all the inflation problems and the problems that would follow that, because Buenos Aires is ordered and clean and tidy, and yeah, Rio just seems to be the opposite, but it's good fun though.
Like a Portuguese cheesecake, and the thing is that 3 weeks from here, three blocks from here, we're gonna finish the tour Cinelândia. There was a convent there, the third water fountain of Rio on the side, and from there it was countryside. Botafogo, Flamengo, Copacabana, all that was occupied like 130 years ago. And from that direction, if we walk like 15-20 minutes, we are gonna get to the Mauá Square. It's actually a very important square where it is the Museum of Tomorrow that I highly recommend you to check out. And guys, the Mauá Square is just the beginning of a super important area for Brazil that's called Little Africa. And it's called that way for two main reasons. One of them is because there is the Valongo Dock. And the Valongo Dock was the last port for legal slave traffic here in Rio. But the thing, it was not the first. In the beginning we were bringing slaves through the port we're going to visit soon. Actually during 200 years around 2 million people were brought through this port, but in the second half of the 1800s, the hypocrite elites that were living in this area, they asked the authorities, can we move just the slave market somewhere else as far as possible? And they moved it to the Valongo in 1774. And guys, in that moment, we were living a huge demand for slaves because we were living the peak of our coffee cycle. So for that reason, the Valongo is a unique port in the world, because nowhere else so many people was forced to move through a port in a short period of time as here. And the Valongo during 4 years receives over 1 million people, most of them under 15 years old. So a terrible chapter of our history, but at the same time it's very sad what happens right after the legal market ends. They try to hide the Valongo. They rebrand the port, they reform, they change the name of it, and 20 years after we had a big land extension to the actual dimensions of the port, and we buried and lost the Valongo. We lost it during 150 years, but what's beautiful is that we found it back just now and by chance. Meaning that we have some zones here in Rio that we gotta go. Gets very popular and he starts occupying all Europe, and having the British as their biggest rival, the British they had as strong as our. Remember Caminhanda? Have you watched her movies? Or probably you saw her in the Chiquita Banana sticker. So Caminhanda was the best paid actress in Hollywood from the 30s to the 50s. Tristeza, por favor, vai embora. Minha alma que chora está vendo meu fim. Desde o meu coração a sua moradia já é demais o meu penar. Quero voltar àquele tempo de alegria. Quero de novo cantar. La church. And what goes on is when the royal family got...
Apparently they used to melt the gold here and form it into gold bars down here, and then there's a chimney up there.
So I love this time of the year because eventually it takes a while. It can be 4 hours there. And it's something very future, you know, to buy from each other, you know, looking in the eyes. And also these places, they show what's going on in the city. Not just about the weather, they're going to check the clothes, but also what sort of events are happening. For example, there is a Lady Gaga show, a Madonna show, Carnival. Right here is our new local deputy disaster events.
Day 2 in Rio. I'm getting a wee bit braver, but this place where I'm staying it's a wee bit run down, to say the least. I'll see if I can show you. I'm walking up to the metro just now, so I'm nearer to the metro than I'm at my digs. Still wondering about the Botafogo neighbourhood. That's the Sugarloaf Mountain up there. It's quite a nice bay. And there's Botafogo Beach. Wish I'd smelly vision, it's a bit bongy around this bit. But yeah, the beach is deserted. I think I heard you don't really swim here because of the water. I don't know what the water's like here. It's certainly quite an enclosed bay. New stuff going on. Well, way to move digs today. Typically, just when I move, I find this quite nice. It's quite a nice park, a wee oasis in amongst all the chaos of the city. I'm moving because the area around my bit is just a wee bit too sketchy for me. Plus, there's no air conditioning. That was a deal breaker. I was struggling without air conditioning. So we'll see how we go on. Going over looking for food. Sorry, mate. I've done nothing now. Just arrived at my new room. I'm not fully unpacked yet, but it's already better than the last place. Oh, that's not very good. Hope you can see that. I'll show you outside as well. Outside is just like night and day. much nicer. Right, that's my front door and I'm going out. It's already nicer, I think. Here's my gate. Alright, that's it locked. Right, so this is much nicer. It's a dead end up there. And although I'm on a hill, can you hear the traffic? No, neither can I. This is much nicer. We'll just walk down the hill a bit. I mean, it isn't the ferry or anything like that, or even Kensington in London, but or in South America. So you know what, you've got to kind of take what you find, take it as you find it. I mean, Rio is definitely a lot rougher around the edges than Buenos Aires was, so far anyway, but you know what, it is what it is. Okay, Saturday now, and I've been in Rio since Tuesday afternoon. It's been a wee bit chaotic. I booked into a place which was similar prices to what I was booking in Buenos Aires, and then to my shock I found out you don't get the same value, or the same, yeah, pound for pound, you're not getting the same kind of value, certainly not in the more central parts of Rio. So the place I was staying in was a bit of a dump, to say the least. It made the two places I was staying in Buenos Aires look like absolute palaces. So I moved yesterday, I've settled in. This feels like my first proper day in Rio that I can relax and enjoy myself. So I'm away to go out and investigate, I'm away to go out and explore. Keep it simple, Mally. Okay, I shall speak to you soon. Oh, I've not given you a weather update, of course. Yes, it's absolutely roasting here. I think it's warmer than it was in Buenos Aires, and I'll try not to say that's impressive today too many times either. Okay, so it's a bit windy. It's just been for the first haircut. Don't know if you can. Don't know what it looks like. The boy was quite. But then again, there was a language barrier, so I can't really get on him for not being chatty. He didn't smile much though, but I hope he cut my hair okay. I'll find out in the next few days as it starts to grow. Take me and grow back in. Finally got a half decent coffee there. We feel I have to hunt them down though for the amount of coffee that Brazil produces. It's not really a coffee culture, not like Buenos Aires is. Down at the beach at Flamengo, that's Sugarloaf Mountain over there. There's a samba band in the background. The wind's fairly picked up though. Hope you can hear this okay. Well, I've hired a bike. You get these bikes for a wee while. I'm driving around the park in the Flamengo neighbourhood. That's where that footage I took just a few minutes ago of Sugarloaf and everything. So I'm going to try and hold my camera as I cycle and try not to break my neck. Okay, wish me luck. North end of this route I'm on. check where I am. North end of Flamenco. Listen.
Carteira motorista da Andréia, Terioli Melo, ainda está aqui com a gente, tá? Se alguém conhece a Andréia, Terioli Melo, acredito que ela está aqui. Valeu, galera!
The subway in Leblon, see what it's like round the corner. The beach is up here. Felt a couple of drops of rain, so I hope that stays off. Good afternoon. It's Sunday. It's very warm today. I thought it was hot in Buenos Aires. This is hot. This is like opening an oven door actually today. I'm trying to hold the camera a bit further from the face as well, because I was looking back at some of the footage and you could pretty much see up my nose, which isn't great. I don't want to, especially if you're watching this on a bigger screen, that's even worse. Anyway, today, Sunday, yeah, I've finally got myself, I've been plastering about, charging stuff, downloading photos and everything, so finally got out of the house. It's after 1 o'clock. Going to the hippie market down at Ipanema. Check that one out. Thanks Eric for that. It was a Dundee fan that I know that used to live in Rio's tipped me off, so we'll go and have a look at that. See what else I can get up to. I love this thing. Yeah, you've seen it already. It's so quiet, peaceful. It's just a nice way to ease yourself into Rio. Anyway, speak soon. carnival time's ramping up. Just like you hear the noise anyway. Moving walkways on a subway station. It's obviously a big subway station. First impressions, it's not dissimilar to San Telmo.
Aí acabou que agora restornou e vai...
Tô só de olho.
Sounds like it's a way to start over here. Let's go and have a look.
O tamanho tá excelente.